The secret files of Project SERPO, an alien exchange program hidden by NASA. For decades, humanity has looked up at the stars wondering if we are alone. But what if the question has already been answered, not publicly, but secretly? Among the strangest and most controversial UFO conspiracy theories is the story of Project SERPO, an alleged top-secret human alien exchange program said to have taken place between the United States government and extraterrestrial beings from the Zeta Reticuli star system. The story reads like a mix between close encounters of the third kind and interstellar. Yet for those who believe it, Project SERPO represents one of the most extraordinary secrets ever hidden from mankind. The origins of the SERPO legend. The Project SERPO narrative first surfaced in the mid-2000s, when anonymous emails began circulating within the UFO research community, particularly among members of a group called the UFO Information Exchange. The emails were allegedly written by a retired employee of the Defense Intelligence Agency, DIA, who went by the pseudonym Anonymous. This individual claimed to have access to official government documents describing a classified project that began in the aftermath of the 1947 Roswell incident, the infamous UFO crash in New Mexico. According to these leaked files, the U.S. military had recovered not only a crashed alien craft, but also surviving extraterrestrial beings. Over time, communication between these beings, known as EBINs, and the U.S. government supposedly led to an interstellar exchange program. The supposed destination? A planet called SERPO, located in the Zeta Reticuli binary star system, approximately 39 light-years from Earth. The Roswell connection. According to the story, 2 alien survivors were taken from the Roswell crash site and held by the U.S. military. One of them died a few years later, but the other remained alive and cooperative. U.S. scientists learned the EBIN language and technology with its help, and over the course of several years, a friendship, or at least a diplomatic relationship, developed. The aliens supposedly communicated that its people wished to establish contact with humanity on a more official level. This led to a top-secret meeting between the EBINs and representatives of the U.S. government, which allegedly took place at Holloman Air Force Base in the early 1950s. According to the leaked files, this meeting laid the foundation for Project SERPO, the exchange program. By 1965, the story claims, the arrangements for the exchange were finalized. 12 carefully selected military personnel, 10 men and 2 women, were trained for years in astronomy, physics, biology, and linguistics to prepare for the unprecedented journey. The EBINs provided the spacecraft, and the Americans embarked on a 10-month journey across space to the planet SERPO. Once they arrived, the team allegedly spent 13 years living among the EBINs, studying their culture, environment, and technology. The files describe SERPO as a planet with a thin atmosphere, twin suns, and intense heat, making it difficult for humans to adapt. Despite the harsh conditions, the EBINs were said to be peaceful and highly disciplined beings who lived in a collective society without crime or greed. Life on SERPO. The leaked accounts offer fascinating, if bizarre, details about life on the alien planet. The team reportedly lived in small, specially built structures that simulated Earth-like conditions. Communication with Earth was limited but possible through an advanced communication device provided by the EBINs. The EBINs themselves were described as humanoid, around 4 to 5 feet tall, with large heads, thin skin, and almond-shaped eyes, somewhat similar to the gray aliens of popular UFO lore, but not identical. They did not have a structured government in the human sense. Instead, they operated on shared purpose and cooperation, and their society seemed to revolve around scientific and agricultural pursuits. Food was another major challenge. The EBINs' diet consisted of plant-based nutrients and liquids that humans found difficult to digest. The American crew brought a limited supply of Earth food, which eventually ran out, forcing them to adapt. Some reports claim that several of the team members died on the planet, unable to adjust to the gravity, radiation, or diet. Out of the original 12, 8 allegedly returned to Earth in 1978, while 2 stayed behind voluntarily, and 2 reportedly died on SERPO. The return to Earth. The surviving astronauts returned to Earth after more than a decade away. According to the files, they were placed in strict quarantine and subjected to years of debriefing and psychological evaluation. Many of them allegedly suffered from radiation exposure, psychological trauma, and cultural shock upon returning to a very different world. The final debrief report, allegedly consisting of 3,000 pages, was classified and stored deep within the archives of U.S. intelligence agencies. Only a few high-ranking officials were said to have ever read it. If true, this would make Project SERPO one of the most extraordinary and most secret undertakings in human history. NASA's role, fact or fiction. One of the biggest claims surrounding Project SERPO is that NASA played a covert role in covering up or managing the project's data. Conspiracy theorists argue that NASA's space missions in the 1960s, especially the Apollo program, were a public distraction while more advanced alien-related operations took place behind the scenes. However, skeptics note that NASA was founded in 1958 after the supposed agreements with the Ebens were already in motion. This makes direct involvement in the early stages unlikely. Still, believers argue that NASA later became a front organization for managing extraterrestrial relations under the guise of civilian space exploration. NASA has never acknowledged any connection to Project SERPO and has repeatedly denied possessing any alien-related files. Officially, no evidence of such an exchange program has ever been found, though secrecy at such a level would, by definition, leave few traces. The leaked files and the whistleblowers. The authenticity of the so-called SERPO files remains hotly debated. The anonymous DIA source claimed the documents were gradually declassified under a hidden government initiative. He provided dozens of detailed descriptions, including maps of SERPO, crew lists, mission logs, and communication transcripts. Some well-known figures in the UFO research community, such as Bill Ryan and Victor Martinez, became involved in sharing and analyzing these documents. Over time, multiple versions of the story appeared online, each adding new layers of intrigue. Yet, skeptics have pointed out inconsistencies in the timeline, language, and technical descriptions. Many experts believe the documents were fabricated, possibly as a psychological operation or an elaborate hoax designed to mislead UFO researchers and foreign intelligence. Connections to other UFO legends. Interestingly, the details of Project SERPO seem to intersect with other well-known UFO legends. The Zeta Reticuli star system is also associated with the Betty and Barney Hill abduction case of 1961, where the couple claimed to have been shown a star map pointing to the same system. Furthermore, the idea of secret human-alien cooperation has long appeared in other alleged programs, such as Majestic 12, MJ-12, a supposed group of high-ranking military and scientific leaders tasked with studying UFOs. Some conspiracy theorists believe MJ-12 was responsible for overseeing Project SERPO and keeping its results hidden from the public. Psychological operations or hidden truth. If Project SERPO is a hoax, it is one of the most intricate ever constructed. The amount of detail, scientific jargon, and chronological consistency in some parts of the leaked files suggests the work of someone with deep knowledge of military procedures and aerospace science. Some analysts suggest the story could have been part of a Cold War psychological operation, intended to spread misinformation, either to confuse Soviet intelligence or to distract UFO researchers from more earthly military technologies being tested at the time. Others take a more philosophical view, suggesting that stories like Project SERPO serve a cultural purpose, to explore humanity's longing for connection with intelligent life and to process the mysteries that our science has not yet solved. What could be true? While no hard evidence supports the existence of Project SERPO, certain aspects resonate with known scientific and historical facts. Zeta Reticuli is a real star system, located about 39 light-years away, consisting of two sun-like stars. Asterisk, the U.S. Air Force and CIA did conduct numerous classified projects during the Cold War, many of which involved secret technologies. Asterisk, the Roswell incident remains one of the most enduring UFO mysteries, and official explanations have changed multiple times. The U.S. Air Force and CIA did conduct numerous classified projects during the Cold War, many of which involved secret technologies. Asterisk, the Roswell incident remains one of the most enduring UFO mysteries, and official explanations have changed multiple times. Could an element of truth be buried beneath the layers of myth? Perhaps there was contact, not necessarily an exchange program, but some form of encounter that inspired such stories. The secrecy culture of U.S. intelligence during the 1950s and 1960s leaves enough gaps for the imagination to thrive. Pop culture and legacy. Project SERPO has inspired countless discussions in books, podcasts, and online forums. Some even claim that the 1982 film E.T. the Extraterrestrial and Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind were based on leaked aspects of the SERPO story, or at least that Spielberg had been given partial access to classified UFO information for creative inspiration. While this claim is impossible to verify, the timing is curious. Close Encounters, 1977, ends with a scene depicting an exchange between humans and aliens, eerily similar to the supposed real-life Project SERPO. The official silence. Despite repeated inquiries, no government agency, including NASA, the Air Force, or the DIA, has ever confirmed the existence of Project SERPO. Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, requests have turned up nothing concrete. NASA's official stance is clear. There is no evidence of any human, alien contact or exchange. Yet, believers argue that the absence of proof is itself proof of the cover-up. They claim that the documents are too sensitive to ever be released publicly and that NASA and the intelligence community maintain tight control over extraterrestrial information. The enduring mystery. Whether Project SERPO was a genuine classified program or an elaborate fabrication, it continues to captivate those fascinated by UFO lore. It represents the perfect blend of mystery, secrecy, and cosmic wonder. The idea that a small group of humans may have walked on another world, lived among another species, and returned with knowledge too profound to share. If true, it would mean our species has already taken its first steps into the wider galactic community, not in the future, but decades ago, hidden behind the thick curtain of government secrecy. If false, it remains one of the most creative and enduring myths of the UFO era, a reflection of humanity's desire to believe that someone out there, somewhere, is waiting to meet us. Conclusion. Project SERPO may never be proven true or false. For now, it lives in the gray area between speculation and suppressed truth, hope and deception. Whether born from secret files or vivid imagination, its story reminds us of how easily the boundary between reality and mystery can blur, especially when it comes to the stars. NASA's silence may be just bureaucracy, or it may be the echo of something far deeper. Either way, the legend of Project SERPO endures, a whispered tale of an extraordinary journey across the cosmos, hidden from history but alive in the imagination of all who dare to believe.